thing for them, but for the fans and for the state, I think people love a good in-state rivalry. And wow, I mean, you name a sport, football's playing tomorrow, you name it, they love to see these two teams face off. And this crowd, pretty good. They are filing into the Huntsman Center to see if Utah can even up the season series. They are hoping so, but this is a BYU team that really, even though they have a lot of youth, they have been consistent with so much of what they do, which is you don't always get from a young group.
Definitely, they've improved over the course of the year. They're running on a 5-match win streak, which is really tough in the Big 12, but running up against a very senior-laden Utah squad at home is going to be tough.
Certainly will be. Back to serve the freshman libero. That's Lulu. Uluwabe. Short, quick, Satuala. Maybe a little too much adrenaline there pumping. She goes long, and BYU the first point of this one. One of 5 freshmen for BYU. And to start getting that libero spot as out on the outside to finish, Camry Bailey, one of 3 seniors for Utah.
And Utah, again, running that 6-2 offense. They've got 2 setters in the back row, so that means they always have 3 hitters. That stresses this BYU block because they've got to continually keep an eye on all those hitters and move laterally so quickly.
Yeah, Coach Olmstead said, you know what, we just have to play the way we play. We've got to be us and not worry and try to take some pressure off of this young group. They're passing, they're serving. That's been fairly consistent for them, which is so crucial. We'd like to see a little more from the pins as 2 on the block. Cameron Gabadlo with a kill.
Gabadlo player really working on a variety of swings so she can go to that toolbox anytime. That high blast off the hand, such a great addition to her offense.
Sophomore out of Cave Creek, Arizona, and got to work with the under-21 national team in the offseason. Really gained some experience from that. As asking for the tip, but not going to get it. That's Kate Pryor, the junior right side. And they'd like to see her get going a bit more. She had a big season last year, played every match, almost 2 kills a set. And sometimes, you know, every season's a different season, and I'm sure more of a target on Kate Pryor this year as well. Tough serve from Fector. And the overpass, but a beautiful dig out of the back. Big swing there, that's Mortensen. We thought we might see a little more from Ellie Mortensen. She's a freshman, and the roll shot works though for the Utes. Ellie Mortensen, number 2 in blue. Amy, a freshman outside hitter. Having to take on a little bit more without Claire Little.
She will, and I think already the Cougars struggling because Claire Little was the finisher.
Yeah.
BYU has yet to get a kill in this set.
So important for them to be in system. She helps them so much when they aren't in system. Block maybe got a piece of it. Second ball over, and a nice job. Good recognition there. That was strong with the tip. And Olsen with the tip over. And there's Mortensen using the block. A good, powerful swing. Doesn't look like a first-year player right now.
She's really a player that stays very steady and has always commanded that sense of composure that you wouldn't expect from a 6-rotation, very young outside hitter, and has just improved all season. But terminal is the name of the game for the Cougars if they're going to stop and find a way to win this match.
How about Hannah Billinger coming in to serve it up and give her the service ace? She's best on the team, and that's her 27th on the season. Junior out of McKinney, Texas. BYU within 1, and a deep serve, tough one. Badlow takes some off. Wilson with the tip. Utah scrambling, free ball to the Cougars. And again, in a powerful swing, Mortensen with the kill.
Great transition play from both sides of the court. BYU really, look at Billiter, focusing on serving Gabadlo because she's that front row attacker, really making her take the first ball, sets the stage for the rest of the play.
All tied up. Tough serving, a big key. Both coaches talked about it, and a big swing there though. Gabadlo able to take it back.
What a rip from Gabadlo. She was out of system, waits on that super high ball, and then is able to use that long, lean, strong swing to get that kill.
Reed Voss will go back to serve it up. This is a scenario where there isn't a setter out there right now for Utah. Beth Lanier's had to become creative with some of what they've been doing because of injuries. And Gabadlo down the line takes them off and gets the lead back out to 2.
I think good point on that, switching up. Yes, Utah's been in 6-2 all season, but what they've recently done is had those right side players serve, because Voss and Jardine are great servers and they want that, so they'll be able to use the good serve and then, you know, have a libero set.
And the overpass, Gabadlo right there, but that's a tough serve where the pass wasn't where they needed it. Yeah, you just said it. Reed Voss is a player now serving. She had the ankle injury, did not get to play against BYU. She did it right before that October 19th match. And they are just getting her back. It's been quite the ankle injury. There's the slide, and it works. Big shot from Kirsty Strong. Grad transfer out of St. Mary's.
Coming into the match for BYU, Addie Benson, who will take place of Claire Little there on the outside. She hasn't seen a ton of time this season, but this is a good opportunity for her to make a big impact.
Yep, certainly is. 11 in blue, the sophomore. Just 4 sets for her this season. This is her chance. Jardine to the back row, and it's dug up. And there she is right there. Big dig from Fector. And again, and the tip, and beautiful placement. What recognition from Strong. That's experience. That's what is missing in some places, but not there.
Strong new to the BYU team, but like you mentioned, she is a grad student. She's played a ton recently, most recently at St. Mary's. Has a great heads-up vision of the court.
And a nice swing from Addie Benson as that serve just went long. So point to the Utes. Heather Olmstead having to get creative as well in a lot of areas. I mean, you're missing such a big piece in not just the front row, but the back row as well. And so she's getting quite a bit so far. Tough serve. And out of position, good hustle, but not able to finish.
Really great serve from Gabadlo, so much float. And that serve, if Utah can control the serve and really disrupt the passing lanes for BYU, then BYU doesn't get their middle involved and opens up a lot for Utah to take advantage of.
Miscue in the back right there. Service ace again, back-to-back. 27 of them for Gabadlo, the sophomore. And that was an area that really hurt Utah when they went to BYU. They struggled. They had 7 service aces, but 17 service errors, Amy. That was just way too many.
It was. Coach Lanier talked about that. She wants to really dial up the servicing game.
Timeout here inside the Huntsman. Utah with the 10-6 lead here in set number 1. This crowd enjoying it. BYU going to try to regroup a little for the Cougars. Big piece missing for them. Utah trying to get back healthy, and there's the first block of the match, and it's the Utes sending it back out of the timeout. We should mention also no Ashley West for this Utah team. That's one of the big adjustments they've had to have, both on the pins and with the block, but they get a block right there, Amy. Ashley having surgery today. They weren't able to shift it up, so she wasn't able to be here for this one, and that's a beautiful deceptive move there from Alex Bauer. They got the sign on the bench for Ash. We certainly wish her well and hope she can get through that. You played at so many levels and played at BYU. Amy, injuries just bum you out no matter what side you're playing
For sure, and I think Ashley's such a big part of this team. Just how she leads the team and her fire and her attitude is just such a great example. Everybody loves her and we wish her the best.
Yeah, certainly so. Good recognition, the tip right back, and Utah going to give the free ball. It's Brielle Kimavor in the middle. Dig from Fector on the back. Oh, beautiful pancake. Vanessa Ramirez is in for the Utes. The dig, and the block sends that one wide though. Point to the Utes. Wow, back and forth, good rally.
And good finish there from Jardine, using that ball out of bounds. But terrific defense, and that's what's so fun, especially for this crowd. But Utah finishing it off. They get those transition kills and maintain control behind the service line.
So from Olsen, dug up, but the middle, it was a nice idea, trying to get the middle going, right? Because it's crucial, but Kemavor ran into the block.
I think Satawala touched that ball before Kemavor did. She was up and over. She read that all the way. Take another look at this. A double block all over that.
She touches 10-9. I think they need to re-measure. Feels like even more. Short, quick, Satawala, block gets a piece of it, but cannot complete it. And that's what you got to do to slow down. That's something that Coach Olmstead talked about, slowing down the Utah attack. You get a piece of it, but not able to finish it there. And so a timeout here in set one.
Utah just playing really steady volleyball and slowly but surely just increasing their lead.
Timeout prior, no one had really gotten their block going, but a couple of blocks have made a difference for the Utes after the timeout. A couple of them now. As you see, the Utah defense and the Big 12 rankings, opponent hitting percentage, holding their opponents down. They're second in that category to 174, and then blocks per set, something that they've been working on and trying. No hitting errors for her.
5 kills? We're barely halfway through the first set. Gabadlo just coming out firing. She's gotten those kills in so many different ways as well, just really showcasing that versatility that you need to be a star 6 rotation hitter on the outside.
These teams now, though, in the Big 12, first year for Utah, second year for BYU. And as you said, they get to meet one another home and away, which the fans absolutely love. See if BYU can make an adjustment out of this timeout. Serve from Olsen. Outside, asking for the touch, and they get it. Another good swing from Addie Benson, the sophomore.
Addie Benson with her first kill. That's got to feel good. That's just a lot of pressure to come in this rivalry match for Claire Little and feel that pressure to be as terminal as Little is, which you can't do. And it's just staying steady and keeping your composure. That's all they need to ask of Benson.
I mean, 4 sets, that's what she had played up to this point, as Jardine gets the block to help her out there. But Benson, 4 sets, not even 4 matches, 4 sets this year, and now coming in. And you can see her teammates patting her on the back and a big smile because, you know, it's a big deal for her to be out there filling such a big void.
For sure, and there's no expectation there.
Something they've been trying to do, take the pressure off of this team. Just go out and play your game. Voss rolls that one over. Overpass, and Satawala read it with the tip. Bailey, block, sends it back. Pryor's back up front for BYU. Voss hard with the block, and that works. Good powerful swing. Looks like Voss is feeling a bit healthier. She's definitely jumping better than the last couple of matches.
And that play right there just showcases the benefit of having 3 hitters all the time, because you could see how Utah was able to go pin to pin, back and forth till they opened up and got a really good look.
Yeah, tough to defend when there's so much movement with the offense on the other side. Service air will give it back to BYU, and it'll be Addie Benson, sophomore from Newbury Park, California. And sends that one long. You know, it's something that Coach Olmstead talked about. She said, you know, trying to take some pressure off of this team. At times 3, 4 freshmen, maybe even 5 at this point, depending with Little out of this one. But she said, you know what, they're always excited to play. They're trying to get better, and really the strength of our team is our team. It's not just one, they don't have just one all-star necessarily.
Well, not tonight, they don't.
And they definitely don't tonight. Vector with the dig.
And BYU just feels really out of sorts. You can see no one really knowing how to step up, and for Claire Little, she just provided so much steadiness on the floor. Yes, she made the big plays, but she just provided kind of a foundation for that team to work around, and BYU's got to figure out a way to have somebody else step up.
There's no doubt about it, and even though they've had a week, oh, beautiful one arm. That's Uluave keeping it alive. Defense on both sides. Oh, miscue with the timing, and BYU will take it. How about Lulu Ave. I love her play.
And she's one also as a freshman, just really finding her own this season, has gotten so much better, earned that starting libero spot. Her defense has been spot on, made huge plays, and that's what that needs, a spark for this BYU team to come back and try to work their way back into this set.
That's her back to serve, a top 15 player out of the state of Hawaii. Gabadlo, wow, what an angle. She got up on that one.
Sharp angle, surprising BYU at all. They didn't have a defender near because they didn't think anybody could hit that kind of angle. Really sharp cross shot.
That was tough. Vector back to serve. The transfer from Campbell in this season. And a good serve, just cleared the net. Mortensen rolls it over and it works. Sometimes you don't need that big powerful swing, Amy.
Into the donut in the middle of the floor where there's no defenders set up. And the reason that fell is because she disguised it until the last minute. Didn't have a huge arc on it. It just barely cleared the net.
Yeah, she did an excellent job on that one. Here is Billiter again to serve. She did some damage earlier when she came in. Back set to Voss. There's the dig from Billiter. Free ball to Utah. Olsen with a quick one. Billiter getting it done. Block, sends it back. Set to Mortensen. And a net violation on the Utes. BYU chipping away at the deficit. That's one thing that also Coach Olmstead said. This team doesn't give up. They continue to fight in matches.
And that spark will be from those defensive plays, that they can continue to expand the rallies, because Utah has been so terminal with all that offense.
Olsen into the block, sent back. Gabadlo gets a chance, the block off of her. Oh, the free ball, the hustle by Vector, the libero. And this time, Grace Hammond gets the one arm out. Both teams diving everywhere. Mortensen, oh, just wide. The effort, I love it on both sides. Bench is loving it too.
Vector, that transfer libero has been such a big spark to this team. She's fit in right away, has been solid and just fantastic. She's made some great plays.
Grace Hammond, the setter, with a big save as well. Here's Voss. Bauer goes diving. Bump set to Jardine, hard up the block and enough on it. Lauren Jardine with another one. That's her third kill of the match.
Jardine again expanding the court. She's got a really big arm. She jumps really well, super athletic. And Coach Lanier talked about how they needed to really adjust their lineup to get her the ball more.
Yeah, they said, why are we not finding a way to have her making contact a bit more? As Gabadlo's tip goes out of bounds, it'll go to BYU. Those are some of the tweaks that the Utes have been working on. Izzy Marco comes back in, the freshman setter for Utah. It's a nice job to get there. That was Shersty Strong. Serve from Mortensen. Jardine, the block, and good. The senior out of Highland, Utah. Transferred in from Wisconsin back in 2022 and has a connection here with this BYU program.
And that's a little bit of a throw as she caught it behind her head and then pushed.
Yeah, there was some palm on that one.
Yeah, she was trying to jam it down. I like the thought.
You're right. Olsen with a quick swing. Utah, when they can get it to Olsen and Satuala, that's a big plus for them.
Well, you look at Coach Lanier, just keep it going, keep that fire. I think Utah's been so great to just continually provide that pressure for BYU, who is always on the defensive in this first set.
A service ace for Gabadlo. Her third of the match right now. She's really been electric back there.
She has, and in the front court, she's got 6 kills just in one set, hitting 500. Tremendous job.
But you're right, though, you know, for Utah, you don't want to take, and that one just goes long. Good job by BYU to let that go. You don't want to let the pedal off if you're Utah. There's going to come a point where probably the Cougars are going to figure this out. They had a week of practices. We don't know exactly when Little was not able to practice, but she's such a big piece of what they do. If it was very short notice for them, I mean, you can see where it takes some adjustment to not have her out there. Macy Short into serve. Vanessa Ramirez with the dig. Block got a little bit of that. Outside, and it works. Addie Benson with the kill.
Addie Benson, older brother Luke Benson, a star on the men's BYU volleyball team. Definitely a big volleyball family. They're really, really talented.
A teammate with your son.
That's true.
Your son is on the team as well. They're going to have a pretty good year, huh?
I think they will.
Yeah. Cammy Bailey with the kill there. Senior from Boulder City, Nevada. An energy player, a leader for this Utah team. And it is set point number 1. Sally Olsen is going to take a break. And Ella Biggs will come in to serve it up. Redshirt sophomore. Walk on for the Utes. Tough serve, the overpass, and right there waiting, Satsuwala with the put away. Utah fired up. This crowd giving some energy as well. And set number 1 goes to the Utes. If you're BYU, you say, okay, got that first one out of the way, got to regroup, see what we can do in set 2. But a big one here between this in-state rivalry and top 25 matchup. Utah with set number 1. Tough serving from the Utes caused some problems, as well as the middle. We'll have set number 2 for.
So well, she's been a huge part of their offense.
Yeah, big shift to the other side, and then the block for Utah gets it started in set 2.
If you're Utah at this point, I think you just want to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
Just keep BYU scrambling, never allow them to be comfortable, and that starts with the serve.
Is it easier said than done? And there's a tough serve right there. The service ace as Ella Biggs has checked in. That's her 4th on the season. Is it difficult when you've been up by quite a bit? I mean, they controlled that first set to really keep the pedal down.
I think that definitely is a challenge, and I think when you've got older players, the challenge is physical and mental. And so when you're older, you're a little more steady, and you decide that you're going to compete at a level regardless of what is happening on the other side of the court. But that consistency definitely is learned.
Certainly makes sense. Big swing and finish, the kill for Kate Pryor. BYU could use more of that, her 2nd of the match. Uluave with the service. Back set, Voss down the line. Uluave tries to dig it up, didn't quite bring it over though. I'm really impressed with her though. Again, a top 15 player though out of Hawaii in volleyball, pretty big deal in the state of Hawaii.
It is, especially to be a defender.
Yep.
Hawaii really known for its ball control.
No doubt about it. Claire Infector with a good serve there. Bauer able to finally get their free ball to the Utes. The quick to Olsen. Ave, what a dig. Infector sets it out. This is Voss over the block. Another chance for the Cougars. Mortensen off the block. Gabadlo. How about this dig? Wow. Uluave. And Olsen says, enough already.
And that's a great example there of this overwhelming offense that Utah has. Just pounding BYU again and again and again. And despite fantastic digs from Uluave, BYU was never able to turn that defense into offense. So they're always on the defensive. And you give a team like Utah 5 swings, they're going to get the kill.
Yeah, got to find a way to shift that right. And some of that will be tough serving. And obviously, you don't want to be on the defensive. You need a little more of that. Use that block to your advantage.
get a look at Alex Bauer, how much running she's done. BYU's been out of system so much, she's working hard to get them back in system by making tremendous plays and getting good sets up, but that's got to be a little exhausting. BYU really needs to, try to level up their passing a bit to find that offense they need.
Yeah, no doubt. Voss takes a little off. Opportunity here, a good tip there. Factor, overpass, and Bauer gets it tipped. But both teams, good awareness and anticipation. Outside and finding the back of the court on the other side. Cameron DeBatlo with another one. That's her 7th kill of the match.
And both these teams really putting on a defensive show. Terrific up from Fector to save that play. And once again, Utah winning that transition battle. They're creating opportunities through the great defense, but converting those with their offense.
Voss just goes long. Good read by the Cougars. They'll take that one. Izzy Marco is going to come back in, freshman setter. And back to serve, there's Ellie Mortensen, the 6'2" freshman out of Draper, Utah. Her mom and aunt both played at BYU. Family ties to the program. Jardine cut that one a little too much.
Well, you can just see how high Jardine jumps out of the gym. It's really tough to control the ball when you're 40 feet in the air.
You can see she's got a little wrap on that left shoulder. She's one of the players that kind of had an awkward collision and did not get to play in the ASU match because of the shoulder. And so they're glad to have her back. But again, big adjustments when a key player is out. Joust at the net, and Allie Olsen wins that one. She and Alex Bauer up there fighting.
50-year senior Allie Olsen, just 2 fantastic plays that showcase just how smart she is. She's steady, she works hard. She dug that ball defensively and then got up on that joust and used all of that power.
Oh, and a tough break for BYU, but the service ace, number 4 of the match for DeBatlo.
4 in 1 match is unbelievable, and we're only in the 2nd set.
She's having quite the match so far. It's a tough one if you're on the other side, though. It caught the top of the net and trickled down. Good swing from Benson, blocked out a little bit of it. Jardine. Oh, what a save, and Olsen tips that one down, the overpass. Utah taking advantage of mistakes when they happen. Bench enjoying their team on the court. And a timeout called by BYU, set 2, and a 4-point lead for the Utes. So Heather Olsen going to try to settle her team down. Her team's been right in it, but a 3-0 scoring run helps Utah extend the lead here in set 2.
T-shirt,
and Bailey making a smart decision where to place that and to take some off.
And again, Gabadlo continues that service pressure. BYU really wanting to get out of this. You can see how much court Ululave is taking in the passing lanes. She is taking a huge load.
She really has been. It's pretty remarkable what she's been able to do. And this time, using the block, BYU takes the point.
Gets a much-needed side out, but more importantly, gets Gabadlo off the line, gets Utah out of that incredible scoring rotation, and hopefully tries at this point to work their way back into this match.
Yeah, they're not out of it. I mean, it's just a 4-point deficit right now, but now you want to chip away at it every opportunity. Serve from Strong, dug up by Ramirez, and a net violation on Utah. They'll call Bailey on that one. So again, one at a time.
You see Brielle Camavor in the front row as we look at this net call, trying to save that play. But for BYU, Camavor in the middle has been so huge the past few weeks, and they haven't been able the last 2 matches to really get her going. She's going to be crucial. They've got to get that pass up to the net to get Camavor involved in the match. She made a huge difference in the last 2 times these 2 teams met.
Yeah, Camavor at 6'5", the sophomore, and the service error, tough one, tough timing on that one as well. Gives it back to Utah. See if they can get to her here. They do, and there you go. If you can get that going a little bit more.
Well, what that does when you establish the middle, it takes pressure off the pins because the block and the defense have to wait just that little step, and that'll open up the outside hitters for BYU, which they desperately need. They need some open space to hit into.
Yeah, something that they've looked for more consistency, getting it to the opposites as well as the L2s, because the middles have been very good. As Jardine thought it was in, but no. So 2-point lead now for Utah and BYU. I have a feeling Coach Olmstead in that last time out said, okay, one at a time, right? You just got to break it down a little bit smaller.
Just grind it out.
Exactly. Bauer with the service. Jardine gets another chance. How about that angle and the finish? Addie Benson with a kill.
And for Addie Benson, you feel her just getting a little more comfortable to take that big swing. She's got a really live arm, hits the ball hard. But when you're tentative, you know, it's hard to go to that. But as she finds that rhythm there on the outside, she can be a lot more terminal.
Benson, 4 kills, only 1 hitting error. Bauer with another tough serve. Satuala puts it down.
Love that play from Satuala, just how she utilizes her approach and floats into the spot. So it's really hard to know how to block her because she's not there until she hits it. And so it's so great to watch that athleticism, how she can really approach from anywhere on the court and find a way to get a kill.
Yeah, to hang in the air and then be able to decide at the last minute where you want to go with it. Fector with the one-handed save there, and it works. Wow. So Clarion Fector has been effective in this one tonight. My goodness. She has 10 digs and 4 assists. A lot of saves for her. Jardine with the serve. There's the middle again, and it works. If BYU can continue to pass, get the pass, and get the middle involved. Like you said, it'll open some things up.
Checking in for BYU, wearing number 21.
Kemavor getting a couple kills, but none of those have been in system, really hammering and finding that connection.
Yeah. Macy Short, junior, backup setter, into serve. Boss barely able to tip it over. And a free ball to Utah. Satuala, the block right there. Oh, and a tough break. Kemavor was right there, the overpass, but not able to bring it down.
Missed opportunity for the Cougars, who were starting to find a little bit of momentum, trying to work their way back into the second set. And for Utah, take advantage of this break and get back and really try to score some points.
Camry Bailey, 6-foot senior with the serve. Block gets a piece of that one from Pryor. And then the tip, and it's punched over. Back set to Voss, the block there, but out of play. It'll go to Utah. Extending the lead back out to 4.
Brianne Voss just coming off that really tough ankle sprain, working her way back into the lineup, being forced to play when she wasn't 100%, but still finding a way to contribute. So great to see her feeling well and able to find her rhythm.
Yeah, she was really having a solid season, and then the injury. But that can be such a setback. You never know if you're going to get back to what you were doing prior to that. Hammond has to go for that one. Gabadlo, wow, tough one. They'll say a touch, and it's a point to the Utes. Beth Lanier saying yes, she saw the touch. You see if BYU agrees. Both coaches were right there, but Heather Olmstead not going to challenge it. She was there and says,
you can talk to Kate Pryor and ask her, and you've got to be honest, right? I touched it with my pinky, but I touched it.
Yep. No sense in wasting a challenge there. So 5-point lead in set 2. Utah up 1 set to 9.
Welcome tonight to the Huntsman
Rivalries.
Athletes from Salt Lake Sioux
renewed here. These are kind of interesting, Amy. And you played at BYU. You faced Utah over the years. Utah, BYU, back in the same conference. It's been 13 years. I can't even believe it's been that long since they were in the same conference. But the first football game, nice to be a part of it through college.
I think what's so fun is just the emotion that's involved, regardless of how good the teams are. Every year, you circle the date, you know, against BYU, Utah, whatever that is. That's a prime time. And I mean, the football game is tomorrow, and I'm sure everyone in the state is thinking about that. It should be exciting as well. So just really fun to see top-level athletes compete at a high level, and that shared rivalry is just a fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I love a good rivalry, and this one's going to get to be an even bigger part, both in the Big 12 now. Out of the timeout, going to the middle. Kimmervor had it sent back, and this time, though, able to get it through the block. That's Mortensen with the kill. She's been good, and you said it. She's going to have to carry a little heavier load. I think that's her 5th kill in this one.
And finding a way to be more terminal. The Cougars, they have to, because the defense and the offense for Utah has been so strong.
Serve from Uluave, and a good one. It's going to put Utah out of system, but Gabadlo, wow.
Does it matter? Right? You couldn't be more out of system. That ball coming from Gabadlo's off her shoulder. She has to take complete. Her eyes are off the court, right? She can't see the net in front of her. She can't see her opponents. You're tracking the ball over your shoulder, and yet she's still able to take a crack at that ball and get a kill.
I think your explanation just explained my question was, how difficult is that? It's very difficult. You're not even looking at where you're going to be swinging. It's just kind of knowing where you are, right? As the block, not able to save that one. Another nice job by BYU to utilize it.
And at this point for BYU, now is the time, right? As Utah gets closer and closer to that 20-point mark, there's not going to be much time for the Cougars to claw their way back in unless it's now.
Badlow with the tip, dug up by the Cougars, and a free ball over to Utah. Badlow off the block once again, getting their hands on it, and there's an excellent read by Alex Bauer, the freshman setter, the lefty. What a great job she's done, and it's not an easy position to come into in your first year.
It really isn't. We've only seen a handful of freshman setters across the country because it's such a tough job. Not only are you setting the offense, you're crafting it. You have to know who the hot hitter is. You have to really be a barometer on the floor to keep everyone steady. It's so much going on inside the head that it's really tough for a freshman. But Bauer has done an excellent job.
Coach Holmes has said her blocking and her passing, all that's coming, but she's done an incredible job of making hittable sets for her team. But I'm seeing some other good things from her as well. As that one, though, the serve goes long. We'll give it back to the Utes. But her awareness at the net to terminate has been really something. She's a competitor, but still learning, no doubt. Utes back up by 3. Voss with the service. A beautiful one-handed save there. That's Kaeva Johnson in the back row. They brought her in tonight, a former Ute, the transfer to BYU. And the tip. And that one goes out of play. It'll go to BYU. Cougars got to be feeling a little more confident. They're getting some good things out of this set, and they've settled themselves down after a tough first one. And there you see Claire Little. She's still being a vocal leader, even though she's not out on the floor with them right now. They were happy for Kaeva Johnson on that save. Olsen, one-handed dig. Oh, but not able to finish. Uluave, great effort, but point to the Utes. Give it to Allie Olsen, another one for her. That's her 4th kill of the match.
And look who's serving for Utah, right? Utah rotating into their best scoring rotation. Gabadlo back behind the line.
Wow, you said it. 5th service ace of the match for her. Her 30th on the season.
The amount of float that she is able to get, watch how it just drops. The second it crosses the tape, the bottom falls out.
A lot of work on that, and again, working with the under-21 national team in the summer, gained some confidence. She's worked on strength and conditioning as well. Block for Utah, sends that one back. And off the block. Smart, heady play. That was Addie Benson. Jardine's saying she did not.
saying she did not. She wants a challenge on that play.
This,
Oh, it does look like it just went under her hands.
boy,
Jardine jumped so high. You miss it.
she's right in front of us. And, wow, I don't know if you can rule it.
Yeah, but certainly from our angle and the camera angle, it looks like there wasn't a touch.
Yeah, but it's a little bit tricky because of the kind of the slice that she did with her arm in her hand to see it. So we'll see if they can get a better vantage point.
And this is a critical point for both these teams. For Utah, they can push that, stay in that rotation, and continue to really put pressure on BYU as they've hit that 20-point mark. And for BYU, this is their last ditch to really make a run in the second set.
Yeah, good point. Our down official, Liz McKnight, is taking a look at the review. And the bench trying to stay loose, trying to stay positive. They've been very much in this second set. And this is an important one. Initial ruling was that there was a touch by Jardine, which would give that point to BYU. And as you said, though, will they be able to get a really good angle to be able to make a change? That's going to be a tough one, I think. Just because of how she swings her arm even, but they do have different looks than we have. So obviously it was clear enough for our official to get it done.
That's a big point.
That is a huge point. So the call reversed. Jardine wasn't lying that time on that one. Not that she would. Beth Lanier gets to hang on to the challenge. And the student section on their feet, they're just enjoying being here.
Utah really gets the point.
Yep.
They get to 20, and Gaballo stays serving.
There you go.
Pretty good win for the Utes.
It really is. Much better pass on that one. Slide, but it's sent back. Utah read it. Strong was able to get over there, but a little bit off the net, and the block was waiting.
And I think for Utah, really finding that rhythm, especially at the latter half of this second set, putting that pressure on as BYU tried to make a push, but right now the Utes just so strong.
And another tough serve to handle. Guess who? Gaballo, number 6 on the match. My goodness.
Unbelievable.
On the serve.
What kind of match that she's having. 9 kills, no hitting errors, and now 6 service aces. Oh my gosh. And just not able to get out of the way. Hannah Billiter. So the service ace, number 7 for Gaballo. Amy, you can't buy lottery tickets in the state of Utah, but I think she might want to try to go find some.
I mean, Wendover's not that far, but a triple-double is well within her grasp at this point.
Wow, think about that. I mean, we don't say that
Not
very
with
often, do we, in volleyball?
Yeah.
I know, you're right about that. And the block for Utah, awaiting the big swing of Addie Benson. Another team block for the Utes. That's number 6, and it is set point number 1. Thanks to serving. I mean, every coach tells us this, right? Serve pass game. Well, it is absolutely the truth. And you're seeing it here, a big dig from Fector. Bailey with the swing and the kill, and that will do it for set number 2. Utah up 2 sets to none. Here inside the Huntsman Center. Crowd loving it. It's a great crowd, by the way. And the band is here as well. On their feet. It is Military Appreciation Night as well. A lot of military folks in the stands on their feet also. So we're joined now by the head coach, Beth Lanier.
Beth, fantastic first 2 sets in front of a great crowd in a rivalry match. Obviously, BYU missing Claire Little. Does that change much of your approach, or what's important, or what did you tell your team on how to be successful against BYU?
Got some craziness here. We got a cart behind us. We got a rowdy crowd loving this rivalry as set three's underway. Hey, how about a block?
Yeah, that's nice.
That was something Coach Olmstead asked for, and so she gets it.
And for Utah at this point, I think you mentioned it earlier, do you have that moment where you let off the gas a little bit? The challenge is to just keep going, keep that pressure on, don't let up, because BYU can continue to fight, but that's not letting up on the gas. Satawaya, exclamation point from the middle. What an approach and swing.
Really something. Satawala will get a rest. Vector will go back. Yeah, I'm with you on that, though. You know, you've been in control of this match for the most part, but they have to know this is a talented team. You got a player like Kate Pryor right there, a junior, that says, let's kick it up a notch.
Now serving number 4.
Two quick first ball kills. BYU getting out on the board, kind of raising the stakes a little bit with playing more physical.
I love that when they come out, they go over to Claire Little, and they always get high fives from her, and you can just see what kind of a leader she's become only in her second season as a sophomore. Gabadlo has to take a little bit off of that one. Slide, but the block right there. Another one by Strong, just not able to finish.
And the BYU middles really have been so critical this season. But offensively, so far in this match, Utah has shut them down, whether it's behind the line with the serve, preventing them from even getting set, or the tough block when they do get set.
Wow, that serve had a little side spin. I don't know if it was a misconnection or if Voss meant to.
Those are the best ones when they are miscommunication or mistouch, but you can see Voss really trying to go towards that right side of the court for BYU. They found a lot of success attacking that way.
Voss once again, service ace for her, first of the match. Gabadlo off the block and good. Another kill for Gabadlo, and now she's in double digits with 10. You never know with a sophomore, like a player like Cameron Gabadlo, how's that second year going to be, right? As the overpass and the Olsen with the put away.
Right, another good serve.
Sometimes that second year can be a roller coaster.
Definitely,
ride, right?
I think because your first year, there's not a lot of pressure. We're going to get a challenge here on that play.
Gotcha.
But when you're a freshman, it's kind of happy-go-lucky. You know, I don't have a lot of pressure on me. My job is to get up and swing. But Gabadlo, you know, stepping into that sophomore situation and becoming a leader, I think what has helped her is that she is a player that is constantly learning. Yeah. She watches film more than anyone else. She's working to improve every aspect of her game, and that relentless hard work, I think, has paid dividends throughout this season.
Yeah, no doubt. In her sophomore season, 18 starts last year as a freshman, averaged almost 3 kills per set there. They're looking for a net. You can see the net kind of moving down low. They're not going to change that, so it'll be a point to the Utes. You can see the bottom of the net moving, though. It's interesting, but
I think the ball hit it, and so it was continuing to move, and that residual movement kind of plays with your eyes a bit.
I think you're right. Voss continues to serve it up. Outside and off the block. That was Mortensen. Gabadlo using the block, tips it off, out of play. Point to Utah. Smart decision making for a fairly young player also, I think.
Right, that ball on the top of the net, you challenge the block and just throw him out of bounds.
Timeout here in set number 3. Utah extends their lead up by 4 here on the home court.
Save now with the early Black Friday sale at Target. Get 30% off select toys, 30% off holiday lights, and up to 50% off smaller.
And a timeout call to try to make some adjustments if possible. Voss, moments ago, service ace, just her second on the season. Mortensen, wow. You can see, Amy, with the pass and the setter there, look what can happen, right?
Right, it's system. BYU hasn't been in system all night because of that service pressure from Utah, but when they get a pass up to the net, they can run a quicker offense. That quick set to the outside with tempo opens up a lot of court to hit into.
Well, it sure does. The block just didn't have a chance there. So good timeout for the Cougars. Olsen has to tip. And a tough break for BYU, a net violation, I believe.
I think if you are Heather Olmstead, though, you just lost one of your challenges. So I don't know if you challenge this one. It's a tough one. Kirsty Strong said she wasn't in the net.
Yeah.
But, oh she was.
Just caught it on maybe the back of her elbow as she turned. Tough break there. The tip for Blakely Bobick, who's come in for the first time. Utah. Line judge said in, up official said out. And Beth Lanier gonna reach for the green card.
We got a coach's challenge.
So they will take a look to see if it was in or if it was out. One of the line judges said it was in. But that official was looking.
Seeing if there is a touch on the ball.
Well, yeah. And the officials can look at D in our vantage point, but might have been a finger bend. We'll see. They had originally called it out, but obviously if there's a touch, that makes a difference too. Beth Lanier using her challenge. Her team going for the program's 900th win in program history tonight.
And so much of that is Coach Lanier. You know, she really built this program, has taken it to just the upper echelons of the country, and it's been a fixture in the sport for so many years.
There was a cute baby. Oh, the crowd's loving their, giving them some entertainment with the cute baby in the on the big screens right now.
Well, I think what's hard is you have these challenges, which are fantastic, but it does cause a bit of a lull in the match. The players have to keep themselves warm. They have to, you know, stay focused, and then the crowd, how do you keep them happy and enlivened? And what a crowd this is. The amount of noise is incredible.
And there are some cute babies around as well, I have to say. Pretty darn good. There he is. Come on. How can you not cheer for that, right? I mean,
What's going on?
they're having a good time here tonight, and I think a lot of these fans will make their way. They might just go camp out for the football game, right?
Yeah. And this is probably where the line is going to be.
Exactly. You might as well just get your sleeping bag and head on down that way. As continuing to review, was there a touch? Was it in? Was it out? The initial was no touch, the ruling. Utah trying to
and you
even
try to
things
think
up.
back, who had the momentum, right, before this? Because whatever it was is dead.
Yeah.
And you have to refurbish it and kind of reset. And if you're BYU, just continue to grind and try to continue to work your way back in. And if you're Utah, I think foot on the gas and serve lights out. Just don't open the door to this BYU team.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that they have talent. They've already beaten them this season. They are missing their key piece there, Claire Little, their leader in kills, their leader in serving. She's a big player with her passing. But without her, BYU making some adjustments. They were right in set 2 for a big chunk of it, and they're right in this one. And so you cannot let up on the pedal. This is quite the review.
It's so long.
Yeah. They might have to warm up and stretch a little bit again. We'll have to see here. Oh, let's go back to the baby. Why not? The call is going to stand. So a break for BYU, inconclusive, not able to tell, and so it'll stay with the Cougars. So Beth Lanier looking at the officials saying, are you sure?
I think that always happens with the coaches. They go gut check. Yeah. What'd you see? Okay. Yeah. But here's an opportunity for BYU to start over, right? And work their way back into this third set and just really not worry about what the scoreboard says or if they're down, but just try to find ways to be successful.
Yeah, I think great point. Bailey takes some off of that, block out a little bit of that, and now one-handed diving save from Marco, the setter. But that looked like it was going to be a finish for Bobek. Overpass, and there you go. Oh, but a tough one again. Net violation. Those are the ones that could flip this around, right?
Well, those missed opportunities, right?
Yeah.
An overpass, you see Coach Olmstead frustrated. She's realizing that was a missed opportunity that we needed in every single point that BYU has a chance to score. They've got to do that because right now Utah really isn't giving them many opportunities.
Yeah. Oh, great point for sure. Big swing. How about that? Blakely Bobek, the freshman out of Queen Creek, Arizona. And we haven't seen her this whole match.
Yeah, Bobek is a player that's played a lot predominantly on the right side, but is showcasing that she really can hit on either pin. Very dynamic athlete, but then again, another freshman. BYU is so freshman heavy.
They really are.
And although this season has really hurt and been a learning curve, I think it will play dividends, all the effort and the fight that they've given. You know, in a couple years from now, these players are going to be seasoned veterans.
I mean, think about it. You know, Coach Olmstead talked about the growth the last 8 to 10 matches and what she's seen from this group. You know, when you continue to face these ranked teams over and over again, but yeah, you're in these matches, 5 setters. I mean, this team's learning something, right? Exactly.
Right. They've been in a lot of them.
There's no doubt about that. Bauer with the save, overpass, and the put away. That was Bailey. Bailey with the kill. And a timeout called as Utah hits the 10-point mark here in set 3. Good defensive effort and try, but
really
Bailey.
Smart swing from Bailey. She's such a smart player, one of the best passers on this roster, but also her offense has really picked up and showcased the seniors on this Utah squad just really helping at this point in the season.
And Beth Denaire talked about this group and just, you know, she said they just don't give up. They're so resilient. She loves how competitive they are. They're very close as well. And Bailey making her presence known out there with 4 kills, but it's been Cameron Gabadlo. She's just done a little bit of everything.
She had 6 kills really early in that first set, and then has continued to roll. She leads all players with 11 kills, hitting close to 500, and then 7 aces? Are you kidding me? What an amazing showing from behind the service line.
Utah said we can't worry about the fact that Utah had to just go to Colorado and have a match on Wednesday night. Got the win against the Buffaloes there. That's quick turnaround, and that's kind of the crazy schedules that we have now.
So much travel.
It really is.
Colorado feels close.
It really does, right? Oh, there you go. The pass, the set, and a quick one in the middle. That is Kimavor with the finish.
Great save from Alex Bauer. That ball going way over the net. She did all she could to save that ball. And Kimavor, there was nowhere else Bauer could have set. So good thing she was up and ready and available.
You can see her cheering on her team, trying to keep them in this one, keep them focused. Vanessa Ramirez with the pass. Satuala, but back at you, says Kimavor. So back-to-back impressive plays by the sophomore.
Kimavor really showcasing that blocking ability. You can see how well Satuala really jumps into the seam. And Kimavor floated with her and dropped that hand.
She only played 17 matches last year, so she's almost like a freshman out there at times.
They all are.
They really are. Yeah, only 2 starters back from a season ago. A lot of young and diving save from Uluwabe. Utah block, and that one dropped down. But BYU saying no, it did not.
BYU's arguing that it not only bounced off the top of the tape but hit the antenna, and Utah's saying it was only the top of the tape. But both of these coaches only have one, challenge remaining, so you're not going to go after something.
Yeah, I mean, BYU right in this one, only down 4, and probably don't want to take a chance. I mean, the coaches were kind of standing there, and Oh, big swing. Factor with the dig. Bumps it out to Voss. Rolls that one down the line. Block again for the Utes. Oh, and there's Pryor squeezing that one between the block.
Pryor was working hard on transition to make herself available. Had to get back and off the net. That's a huge kill for the right side against a double block. Just sneaking that in just right in front of those blockers.
Olave with the serve. Back set to Voss. Oh, wow. Barely got that one over the net.
Oh, that was so smart. So smart. You can see that everyone, BYU knew that Voss was tipping. She showed tipping. So Kate Pryor, watch how she goes behind the blocker. That's where she thinks that's going.
Yep.
But Voss is just going to throw it into the other corner.
That's not easy to do, I wouldn't think.
That's what, yeah, that's why no defender's there.
That's right. Mortensen gets another one. She's got such a powerful swing. 7 kills for her.
Ellie Mortensen.
Mortensen really doesn't play like a freshman. Very steady. She handles errors well, is able to bounce back, and has showcased a lot of range this season with a lot of different shots.
She looks so experienced. Does not look like a first-year player. Voss down the line. Wabe, the overpass. Olsen there. Big digs on both sides. That was Johnson in the back. Free ball to Utah. Voss, another tip. This time she does go down the line. Voss.
Yeah, transition work on both sides. Both teams really kind of feeling it at this point, and so it's kind of a battle that we haven't seen in the first 2 sets. Is BYU getting a little more comfortable offensively, and Utah mixing it up the way they're finding their kills.
6 kills for Voss, the grad transfer. Bauer takes that one over. Back set to Gabadlo. Oh, right at Mortensen, and not much she could do with that.
Well, protect your face, which is what she did, which was good. You could see that ball a little inside, and Gabadlo deciding she's going to really approach hard and attack that angle.
Yeah, that was self-defense right there. Outside Mortensen, block right there. Good coverage by the Cougars. And they'll get one back. Slide and the tip from Strong. Utah able to save it. Mortensen in the block there. Joust at the net, tipped around, and that's a heady play by Ellie Mortensen.
Just scrappy play on both sides. And both these teams showcasing the fight that they have. They weren't going to let that ball hit the floor.
Both coaches told us they love the fight that their teams have. They're all competing. They're never giving up on any match, and that's about all you can ask for sometimes, you know, to just have that effort. And they get it. Taking some off, and a net violation. Gonna go against BYU. Another tough one right there.
Strong again, just pressing, really trying to shut down Gabadlo, but that off speed caused her to drop into the net. And that's a couple unforced errors, just the net calls that you don't want to have when it's such a tight match anyway.
You're right. When you're in a match like this against another ranked team and you're a little shorthanded without a big piece to your puzzle, you can't afford the unforced errors like that. Trying to take that one over. Utah read it. Jardine, big swing, but an even bigger block. The Cougars send it back over.
BYU blocking really picked up in this third set as they tried to dial in and slow down the offense for Utah. Utah maintaining, though, that 4-point lead. If they're in good position, they just kind of sided their way out to a victory. BYU's got to do something different and make a run behind the service line.
And that one just goes long. I love that it at least goes over, though. You give yourself a chance. I mean, you never know if there's a player right there. It was not completely through the wall or anything. I mean, it was pretty close to that back line.
Yeah, as good a miss as you can ask for from short.
Number 16.
But it'll give it back to Allie Olsen. She'll take a swing at it. tough one at the net. How about Alex Bauer?
Did she sprain her ankle a
I
little
don't
bit?
know. She might have. It looked like she might have tweaked something. She's going to walk it off.
She wouldn't show it
No,
anyway. She's
exactly.
so
She's going to go back to serve. She and Kemavor, right? I don't know how she stayed out of the net. That pass was a tough one. Watch her save this. Oh, yeah. It was so quick. It was quick. She'll forget about that. She's a tough server. And a service ace. How about that? Fight off the pain. Alex Bauer.
And that swing from Kemavor, when you connect, they all count the same, right? A tip or a huge, hard swing, but there's a little more momentum that comes from a fantastic block or fantastic killer dig.
Oh, you got that right. And a tip by Jardine. Oh, and a free ball. Saved defensively by BYU, and then the block was there, but not able to keep it over the net.
Jardine, I don't know how she got that through that BYU block. BYU even felt like it might have been on the Ute side.
I'm with you. This one fooled me.
Oh, off the foot of Olave. I'm not sure that was up, but what a finish.
Wow. 4 kills for Jardine. Set outside, and it's Bobbitt taking some off of that one. Voss down the line, too much on it. And a point to BYU, not going away.
I thought there was a touch on that.
I'm not going to ask
But
for
for BYU, keeping this close.
Yeah.
And this is where they played their best in set 2. Right around the middle, they found a groove. They were able to make a run. This is the time to do it.
Brielle Miller in to serve for the first time of this match. Block tips that one back. Free ball to BYU and a deep one. Mortensen gets blocked back. She'll get another chance, but this time, Satsuwala up and over. She and Voss were right there.
Voss and Satsuwala, what a play. That was a wall. You look at Voss drop that right hand.
And Heather Olmstead asking for a challenge. We'll have to see what
Probably
they're...
mid-play.
Yeah.
Definitely not the end. That was an exclamation point block from the Utes.
Having a chat with Liz McKnight, our down official, and yep, she's going to take a look, and she's going to take a look to see if it's a net fault, I believe. Is that correct?
She did hold up 3 fingers.
Yeah,
so
so the net fault, maybe contact with the net. So we'll have to see. There was some movement on the net, but I couldn't tell if it was from the ball or if it was an actual player. So we'll have to see what she comes up with. We should mention it's a record crowd. The Utes were trying to get it here. 5,953 fans in the stands making some noise. It was 46-37, and of course it was against BYU. That was back in 2017. But great job by the fans making their way here. There's some blue trickled around as well.
But close to 6,000 fans,
Wow.
pretty amazing. And like we mentioned before,
The fans in the blue, not cheering quite as much, but still glad to have them here. And again, big football game tomorrow between these two teams. Wow, what a season the BYU football team is having. It's just stellar. So making her decision, I don't think it took long. We'll see what she says. Nope, did not see it. It was interesting, I was watching the net move, but I had seen the ball. I believe it was the ball that hit it at the time, and I thought, wow, that could look like maybe there was contact, but at this point, maybe not, right? Maybe try to slow this Utah team down. And maybe there was some contact, you never know. Bump sent outside to Mortensen. And the block for Utah sends it out of play. Point to the Cougars.
Mortensen finished that off, but BYU again unable to stay in system and really find their rhythm offensively. They're fighting.
Yeah.
They're trying to do whatever they can with what they've got, but they haven't been able to really find their groove.
Yeah, as Scabadlo finds the line. Wow, big swing from her. It has been some of those unforced errors that just when they've tried to make a push or chip away, the timing of them, as you see the battle.
Well, and it's so fun to watch Cabello because she's going to mix it up and get a different swing every time. She's down the line. She's sharp cross court. She's off the block. She's tip. It's just an incredible bag of tricks for her. And another ace for the Utes. What a service pressure they brought to this match.
Tough break to let that one go. 29th ace on the season for Claire Infector. And Utah gets to 20. Pryor. And able to get that one to go. Grace Hammond saying, what just happened there? I probably should have had that one, but Pryor says, I will take it.
I think Pryor hits from such a high vantage point when she's going to go deep to the one right side of the court, that deep one spot. It's really tough to dig.
So Kate Pryor, the junior, she's 6'4", trying to fire her team up. Badlow takes them off, one-handed save from Mortensen. And then has to get up and tries to tip it, but just misses.
And here comes Utah again, just really rolling. And at this point, Cougars exhausted. They've been fighting through a lot of adversity in this match. Nothing really going their way. And it just, the pressure from the Utes has been relentless.
Voss back to serve. Both of these teams will get ready to hit the road next week. To Houston for Utah and UCF for BYU, asking for the touch. They'll say no. Not easy travel. You got to go to Central Florida, then you go to Houston or vice versa. And, yeah, there's some,
all the way to Florida. That's unbelievable.
A couple of home matches for some senior days. Hard to believe we're at that point. And then BYU will finish at Kansas and at Kansas State. Goodness, I think that's the second time Voss has done that. Or it might have been the Battle. I don't know. Someone else took one of those, that's for sure. Voss, her second ace on the match.
11 service aces for the Utes.
Well, they knew they needed to clean that up compared to what they did down in Provo.
Yes,
so
they did.
Certainly done just that. Big swing, strong. Got the touch. So point to BYU. Nice job by Strong to connect on the other side. Beth Lanier says, I don't think there was. So she's going to use that green card.
All right.
Not happy about
using
using
she likes using them, but she's like, do I have to do everything here? Come on, y'all. They will take a look at it, though, to see in real time. I don't...
Our referee is going to check the replay.
I don't know.
If there was a touch.
I don't see it there. Originally, I had bending right there, but
Help us out. There we go.
we'll see what Liz McKnight can see from her vantage point. Beth Lanier going for win 668 in her career, but the program's 900 if they can finish this one off.
They know how to do it.
And then, like I said, they will hit the road. They'll have West Virginia, Cincinnati. Both teams will have them in town. And then Utah finishes at Iowa State. Never easy to go there to finish off your season. And hoping to get back to the NCAA tournament. It's been a couple of seasons now, not since 2022.
And I think they're in a great position to do that. And they're playing their best volleyball of the season in the month of November, which is exactly what you want. You just try to stay healthy. It looks like they've gotten a lot of their players back and they're ready to roll and really finish strong through these last couple of weeks of the regular season.
And you know this is that time of year where you can hit a wall, you can hit some speed bumps, there can be those injuries, maybe even just nagging little things that you're just maybe not 100% at this point. It's a long season and it's tough. We're trying to get the wave going in here with these fans.
I think they are. There's almost 6,000 fans and you can see the players just really enjoying this community support. What a remarkable experience for them.
It has to be fun for the student athletes to kind of see this crowd kind of getting into what they're doing out there.
Well, and I think we talked about as we get the ruling, there was no touch. Beth Lanier is like, yes, I get that call.
Green card, yes.
And then also match point.
So match point number 1. That's a big call and worth taking the chance for Utah. Crowd on their feet, trying to even the series for this season. Here's the tip from Strong, dug up. Gabadlo. Why not? Cameron Gabadlo. No hitting errors, Amy, with 15 kills.
And Gabadlo obviously had an incredible match, but the entire Utah squad came to play. They were prepared, and they really got it done from behind the service line in every other aspect on the floor. What a win for these Utes for the first time on this floor since 2010.
Wow. Well, they're pretty fired up.